Bengals. And let's take a hard look at the Cincinnati Bengals and laying out their 2025 win-loss projection. And trust me, this is not the same team we've seen the past few years. Guys, for the first time in a long time, the Bengals will do something that they have done, that they have struggled to do consistently, and that is win early. Guys, for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, ever since Joe Burrow has been in the NFL, the Cincinnati Bengals have started 0-2. That has been the norm. And then they got to go off late and make a nice, strong playoff push and get knocked out by the Denver Broncos in the end. But usually it's a slow start followed by annual too late surge, but not this year, guys. Not this year. Let's be real. I have them starting off season 2-0. I had the Bengals start off 2-0. What? But let's be real, guys. 2 months ago, I had the Cincinnati Bengals as an 8-win team. But with Shamir Stewart finally signing his rookie deal and starting to get meaningful reps, this has changed a lot of things. And if Trey Hendrickson plays, add a couple more wins on top of that. But I'll tell you right now, if no Trey Hendrickson, no wins. That's how important he is to this defense. Defense is shit, and he is very, very important. But when we look at the Cincinnati Bengals, guys, I see a floor and I see a ceiling with them. The floor for the Cincinnati Bengals is 5 wins. They could, if they struggle, everything will fall apart and it'll be a nice, nasty fall to the bottom. And if everything clicks, I see them as a 10-win team. I see that's their ceiling if everything falls into place. So let's walk through their 2025 schedule and break it down week by week. In the first quarter of the season, guys, I am going to call this the strong start. We're going to call this a strong start because week 1, they finally get a win week 1 at Cleveland, taking on the Cleveland Browns. Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Shedeur Sanders, it doesn't matter, guys. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals take care of business on the road, and they get the dub. And then week number 2, they're at home opener, taking on the new-look Jacksonville Jaguars. And in Cincinnati, rise the momentum to go 2-0 for the first time since Joe Burrow's career. What is going on? People in Cincinnati are on cloud 9. They're already preparing for the Super Bowl parade, but slow it down, baby, because week 3 they head to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, and this is a letdown spot. Tough travel game, the Vikings out-execute, and they give the Bengals the first loss of the season. And then week number 4, they travel to Denver, Colorado to take on Chuck's Broncos, and Sean Payton's crew is back on track, and the Bengals stumble yet again, giving them their second straight loss of the season. So, guys, through the first 4 weeks, I had the Cincinnati Bengals at a 2-2 record. Very familiar territory, but new territory as they did start the season off 0-2. It is a rough back-to-back road stretch games that bring them back down to earth, but week 5, mid-season recovery mode, right? Because week 5, they do play the Detroit Lions at home. Now, the Lions are physical. The Lions are playoff tested, and this will feel like a Super Bowl type of game, potentially a Super Bowl preview, and the Cincinnati Bengals just cannot match it up front. Because when you fight fire with fire, the Detroit Lions will win 9 out of 10 times. Give me a third straight loss for the Bengals. And it is not getting much easier because week 6, they do travel to Lambeau Field to take on Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay surprises teams at home. The Bengals lose another one, giving them the 4th straight loss of the season. But then week number 7, they finally get back to home, and finally get a much-needed divisional win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a good momentum win because as things start to click and things start to roll, because week 8, they're back at home yet again, taking on the New York Football Jets. The Jets have too many questions with that offense. Justin Fields, is he okay? Is the defense, are they top-notch still? The Bengals take care of business in a shootout, and they win. Give them the second win in a row. And then week number 9, through their home stretch, 3rd home game in a row, they take on the Chicago Bears, and they have found their mojo yet again. The Bengals rolled to 5-4 heading into the bye week as they beat down the Chicago Bears. So, guys, through the first 9 weeks, they were 5-4. After the 3-game skid, guys, the Cincinnati Bengals rights the ship. The defense steps up. Stewart and Trey are dominating. Joe Burrow finds rhythm, and we see Shamir Stewart starting being flashes of being maybe potentially defensive rookie of the year. But then week 10 through 14 is a tough stretch. It is a tough stretch for them because week 10, they do have the bye week, but then coming out of the bye week, week 11, they do travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. This is a tough divisional game, and Aaron Rodgers gets the better of Joe Burrow this time around, giving the Cincinnati Bengals a loss coming out of the bye week. Then week 12, they're back at home, taking on the New England Patriots, and the Bengals beat the rebuilding Patriots squad to get the dub. But back-to-back losses, back-to-back road games versus the Ravens and the Buffalo Bills is tough, because Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens defense give the Cincinnati Bengals problems. That's a beatdown. Then week 14 at Orchard Park in the Buffalo, take on the Bills. Cold weather, it doesn't really matter, but the Buffalo Bills are a playoff caliber opponent. The Bengals fall short, aka Super Bowl caliber, I should say. So week 14, they're sitting at 6-7. They're still in the hunt, but the playoff road is getting tight. This defense needs to step up big in the final stretch, and they will decide everything, and that is exactly what they do. They do close out the season strong. Week 15, they're taking on the Baltimore Ravens. This is a revenge game. The Bengals even the series, and they get the win. I just want to pause here for a second, guys. I hate these back-to-back divisional games. I know they're not back-to-back, but you play the Ravens, you play the Bills, and then you play the Ravens again. It's stupid. I digress. Week 16, they're back at home yet again, taking on the Miami Dolphins, and the Dolphins struggle outdoors in the cold, and the Bengals capitalize, getting yet another dub. And then week 17, they're at home yet again, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. A trap game? Maybe, but this one not in the late season. The Bengals lock it in and get a win over the Arizona Cardinals. And then week 18, they take on the Cleveland Browns, and they finish the season just like they started, beating Cleveland with another win. So, guys, I think the Cincinnati Bengals finish the season at 10-7. That's a 10-win team that could be hosting a wild card game if the tiebreakers go their way. That's not true. That's not true. They won't win the division. Don't get it twisted. Stewart signing mattered. Defensive rookie of the year potentially. The defensive front held up. Joe Burrow looked like Joe Burrow late last season, and Trey Hendrickson is on the field consistently. This is a sneaky good playoff threat. So, guys, in the comments below, do you think the Bengals have the defensive firepower to get past teams like Baltimore or Buffalo in the postseason, or is their window quietly closing? Guys, subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. East Coast time, right here at youtube.com/man-hour. This is a live interactive show, so comment down below with your thoughts and the Bengals outlooks. Let's get into the comments down below. Alpha Rob says they'll be 9-8. They're going to lose to some average teams because their defense can't stop anyone. And Alpha Rob, this is where the floor and ceiling conversations gets up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Because if their defense shown what they did second part of the season, if that defense shows up all season long, they are 11, 12-win team. If the defense of the first half shows up, they're a 4-win team. They're not very good. Old man Rivers in the chat.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
He says, which team are we on? We on the Cincinnati Bengals, brother. Thanks, Derek, for that. Thank you for that. Old man Rivers says 6-11 for the Bengals. Oof. Oof. Somebody better not tell Kaylee that, because Old man River might be in the doghouse. James Frank says, I think they win 8 games. Cincinnati doesn't sweep the Browns either. They suck against the AFC North when Joe Burrow has been their quarterback. That is very, 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 very true. That is very true. Old member says, what is up with Trey Hendrickson? From what I just saw right before we went live, it is reported that he will be at training camp tomorrow. Now, will he actually be at camp? That is a question for another day. We don't really know. We will know that for tomorrow. But as of right now, there's no contract. They are fighting over guaranteed money as of right now, but we will see. We'll see. Derek says the game in the division can be a fist fight. And you are 100% correct. 100% correct. The AFC North is always a fist fight. There's no easy games. Hell, look back at that Bengals-Ravens game. Was it Thursday night game? Instant classic, right? Lamar Jackson fumbled the ball. Everybody thought the Cincinnati Bengals were going to win that game. He throws a game-winning touchdown. Like, what? It is awesome. It is awesome. Casey says Cincinnati will be 3rd in the league with the Browns in 4th. Pittsburgh 2nd, Ravens 1st. I like where your head's at, Casey. I like where your head is at.